Hi, Eric Barrison here, Turnkey Marketing, joined with my brother and business partner, Drake Barrison. We got some really exciting stuff that are turning out with TikTok. We have been started with TikTok almost 5 years ago.
Actually, a little bit more. We're like old timers. I think we were advertising on TikTok before TikTok, like most people even knew it existed.
I think I had hair back when we started.
I think so. I only think I wore glasses back then, to be honest with you.
I might have been skinny.
Turnkey Marketing brings out your best. We break the mold, we raise the bar.
So Drake, I wanted to ask you about TikTok. You had the huge webinar with TikTok. I saw that there were about 2,000 attendees on Zoom.
Yeah.
You know, like I like how you say, you almost broke Zoom.
Oh yeah, I mean, like no joke about it. We did not expect to have this many people. So all of a sudden we saw all these people coming into the webinar. We had to immediately up our Zoom subscription so it wasn't going to block people out of it. So I guess that's more of a shout out to Zoom. They got an extra $1,000 from us, you know?
But anyways, we're super excited about TikTok. It reaches an audience that just isn't there on Facebook or isn't there on Instagram or maybe even Snapchat. And so it's just a great place to meet the customer where they're at in the right moment at the right time. And so can you just tell us a little bit, because there's been a lot of people asking. I've had a lot of emails come from clients, and just colleagues who have been asking, what is this AIA, TikTok, and why is this different now? What's the big game changer?
Yeah, so it's just another acronym that we need to remember in the advertising business. Now, so AIA is automotive inventory ads on TikTok. So the big thing that TikTok's really doing right now for car dealerships is bridging the gap between being a place of impression awareness, brand awareness, to really more transactional. We see that with the TikTok shop, how that's just blowing up. I mean, TikTok shop is one of the fastest growing online shopping platforms in the world. So one of the big things that we're seeing is this transition to more of a transactional behavior experience on TikTok. I know that's a mouthful, but here's the deal, right? TikTok is not just a place of cheeky videos and fun and excitement, stuff like that. While it does have all of that to offer and keeps people engaged on the platform, what we're now able to do is really to go ahead and see what are people looking for as it relates to car dealerships. What kind of cars are they looking for? What are they interested in? Where do they fit in the demographic profile, ages, incomes? And we can even pull in credit data. How far are they paid into their existing auto loan? Are they a good candidate for a trade-in? And one of those things that we're seeing that the consumer's doing is saying, hey, I actually want to buy products on TikTok. I want to be in my shopping journey while I'm on TikTok. What AIA does with Turnkey Marketing and TikTok is we're able to take that dealership's inventory, feed it into TikTok in a beautiful ad where the person can scroll through, the inventory and get those more eyeballs on those VDPs, because when the customer clicks that vehicle that they're interested in, it takes them right to the VDP on that car dealer's website.
Does that stay within TikTok's browser? Does it have to load, your
So there's a couple options.
Browser?
There is an option. If you want to keep the shopping environment or the shopping experience, let's say, inside TikTok, you can do that. But that's not where we necessarily recommend. What we're seeing is when somebody sees your vehicle, remember, they're going through TikTok. The average person is consuming about 94 minutes a day on TikTok. So an hour and a half a day, they're on TikTok, okay? So you gotta think, they're looking at TikTok, they go ahead and they see your vehicle from your inventory they like. Well, they're choosing and they click on that ad, they're choosing, saying, I want to see this. I want to check out this car. We want to take them right to your website, deep link that right into your VDP. The dealership's website is their virtual dealership. That's where the first up happens in the whole buying process, right?
Yeah, I know.
So one of the things that we've seen is that the data is getting so much better with TikTok and be able to target people more effectively. So TikTok's got endemic data from what people are doing on the platform, what they're looking at, what they're engaging with. But on top of that, we also put a pixel on the website to see what are people doing on that dealership's website to augment the ad targeting for the consumer.
That sounds awesome. And so what you just said is that TikTok knows the shopper's behavior. So even if it's the first time I ran ads, I don't have to wait for retargeting for TikTok to be smart.
No.
TikTok already knows that I'm looking for a truck, and maybe not just a truck, a diesel truck. It's able to pull from my inventory and pull those right attributes.
Look, the big buzz right now with TikTok is being able to take the dealership's most sought after inventory, put it onto TikTok in an ad format. So when that customer's on TikTok, they can be able to see a vehicle they're interested in, that resonates with them, something that's paired with what they've been looking for. Click on that deep links right into the dealership's inventory on the site. I mean, it's really that simple, but the technology and how precise, let me just tell you right now, We've been doing this for a long time. And in the last 9 months alone, we've seen the cost per website session. So the amount it costs to get somebody to click on an ad and go right to that dealership's website, look at inventory, has gone down by 90%. So we're getting more people at a lower cost.
Plus, I kind of feel like you're in a much better spot. Instead of competing for somebody when they do a search, it's important, but they did a search, they're definitely making a decision. What I'm looking for, who I want to go to. I think what a great spot also is to augment a total success plan is, especially on TikTok, because you're going to, like you said, if people are spending 94 minutes a day, this is where they live, right?
Yeah.
And so
They advertise where your customers are.
influence them. Yeah. And it makes, and I think, you know, obviously the awareness and the brand building that does is huge. So one of the things that's like kind of crazy is what's up with the hashtag challenges now in TikTok?
Well, okay, so there's a couple things in here that goes into the ad targeting and stuff with TikTok. So one of the things a lot of people don't realize is that TikTok is the 4th largest search platform, okay? So people use the search function in TikTok religiously. They also use hashtags and stuff to be able to see, you know, find content that they're interested in or share content to the right audiences. So all this comes in as part of this holistic ecosystem within there. So when we're running ads on TikTok, we're not just saying, hey, let's go ahead and serve an ad to, you know, somebody we think is interested in buying a car. Let's serve it to the person who's showing behaviors are indicative that they're going to be purchasing a vehicle and this type of vehicle. And that's one of the big reasons why we've seen the performance increases so much with this big data change in there. And just speaking of data, TikTok gives us a lot of data that we just don't get on the other platform. You know, be able to target by zip codes, be able to target using credit data, target age, I mean, all kinds of different things just to make the ads smarter.
So it's really complementary to the other media platforms, and what you can do.
Yeah, and you know, just as a comparison, about 55% of the people on TikTok are not on Facebook. So it's a net new audience.
So we're here talking about TikTok, and I think one of the things people are going to want to know right away is, what can TikTok do for my business? If I'm a car dealership, you know, before you get into like all the details on like what TikTok is doing nowadays and why this big change just got announced and why you were the featured speaker, I think most business owners, most general managers, most dealers are going to say, okay, but why? What can this do for my business?
In the most simplistic form, more eyeballs on your inventory. About 72% more eyeballs on your inventory than what we see when compared to Facebook. That doesn't mean that Facebook doesn't work or it's not effective. It still is. It's a different audience. And that's the real benefit, is that it's about reaching a group of people that most dealerships are not currently reaching right now. And just to throw out all the myths, I know we've talked about this all the times, this is not a place where we're targeting kids. In fact, we're only targeting adults. And actually the average age of a user on TikTok has grown tremendously. So, you know, when we look at like the people that engage most with car dealerships inventory ads, it's actually the 35 to 45 year old age range. So pretty interesting. That's where a lot of people think it's a lot younger. The highest percentage is 35 to 45. The second highest is going to be 25 to 35.
Well, that's fascinating. Yeah. So if I'm a dealer, I want to turn to TikTok because TikTok is reaching an audience. It's reaching customers that I probably wouldn't be able to reach as effectively on other platforms, right? And I don't want to just be on one platform. I want to be on all the platforms where my customers are, right? So that's a good reason. TikTok, you said, can take my dealership to my shoppers when they're on, you know, like a platform that they love to spend time on. 94 minutes, you said, on TikTok. So that's great. So how does this translate into helping me sell more cars?
Well, it's real simple. The more people that are engaging with the dealership in an effective manner, where if we're able to serve not just, hey, come on down to Joe Schmo Motors because we're the nice guy dealership, but instead saying, hey, we've got this, you know, red Ram 1500 that you've been looking for right here, and the dealership's pricing it competitively, merchandising properly, then guess what? That's more people clicking with intent on a vehicle they're looking to purchase for and coming to that dealership site. Now, the dealership can still, of course, sell all their brand values and everything about the store, but I think it's really this paradigm shift of going into more transactional based marketing. TikTok Shop is massive, right? It's one of the fastest growing e-commerce platforms in the world. It's breaking records. Okay. You know, and we see the consumers who are on TikTok, they're not just going there for entertainment. They're going there because they also want to learn. They also want to buy things. They're ingesting information from that. So being able to bring the inventory and merchandise that dealership's inventory into TikTok, into that ecosystem, is another place for customers to be able to, you know, get closer to that store.
So Drake, let's say we have a dealer who's interested right now, says, you know, I want to learn more about TikTok. I think it's great that I can reach people who are spending an hour and a half on TikTok every single day, put my vehicles on there and make it just one click away to get somebody from TikTok to my dealership. What's the next step?
Yeah, the next step is, well, first of all, visit our website, tkmkt.com. So Turnkey Marketing here in Southern California. Go to our website. We have all kinds of information on that. If you're good at remembering things, it's tkmkt.com/TikTok. Or just give us a call. We're our specialists. Will be happy to go ahead and answer any questions and walk people through it. We understand this is a new place of advertising for many dealerships. So we want to be a resource and educate on that. Of course, we'd love the opportunity to serve the dealership, but we're an educational source first. Right. So a lot of great opportunities. We have incentives going on at any given time.
Yeah. And I think one of the awesome things is, like, we've always been like at the front of the wave, cutting edge. And this is a chance for, I think, dealers to really be in front of the wave, right? To really stand out for their competition and go to a place where their customers are already there right now. So that's the part. What also was really exciting for me was just seeing how the TikTok is really evolving. They're going to have so much additional features that are rolling out. You have a whole bid strategy, and it's really having the sophistication of what AdWords has. So anyways, real excited about TikTok. And again, if you're interested in learning more about TikTok, just go to tkmkt.com and get in contact with us, call us, email us. We'd love to share more with you.
Absolutely.